These spare ribs turned out amazing, and once I get this table cleaned off, I'm going to show you exactly how I made them. I start with this beautiful rack of spare ribs. I'll cut them out of the bag and get them laid out here on the cutting board so that we can see what needs to happen to trim them. Not a whole lot really needs to be trimmed on these, just this flap. This edge is kind of thin, so I'm going to take that off too. And then finally, one more little flap here that I'm going to remove. I'll flip it over and check the top side, but there's really nothing that needs to be done to this side. Now that I've got it trimmed up, I'm ready to put my seasoning on. And for this, I'm just using a basic SPG seasoning that I mixed up in the kitchen. Salt, ground black pepper, and a little bit of garlic. I've got about 1 part salt to 2 parts 16 mesh ground black pepper, and probably about 1/3 to 1/2 of the granulated garlic powder. I'm just going to sprinkle it all over this rack of ribs. I really like the stainless steel table that I've got to do this outside. It really makes sure that cleanup's easy. I just rinse it off and I'm ready to go for the next part of the barbecue process. Also, it doesn't get seasoning and spices all over the kitchen. And you know I'm not going to leave out the edges. I'm going to make sure they get seasoning too. We'll get our smoker fired up. I didn't have any fire starters handy, so I just balled up some butcher paper, hit it with a little bit of avocado oil, and then after filling the chimney, using lump charcoal. Everything's ready to light. This will probably take 15-20 minutes before it's ready to go in the smoker, and then we'll have to get our wood in our smoker and get that up to temperature so we can put our ribs on. Now that our smoker's up to temperature, it's time for the ribs. I'm going to smoke these using my 2-1-1/2 method. So what that is I will smoke them unwrapped for 2 hours, then I'll wrap them and smoke them for an hour. Then after that, I will unwrap them and cook them for about 30 minutes. I'm cooking these ribs between 275 and 300. This smoker holds its temperature really well. I just throw a log in the firebox every so often, and this thing pretty much manages itself. After 1 hour, I flip it over. And then in another hour, we'll be ready to wrap it. This has been on there for 2 hours. It's really looking great now, but we're going to wrap it in a little butter and apple cider vinegar. And this is going to come out extremely tender and juicy and nice. You can't go wrong. I make sure to get a good seal where I fold the foil over, and it really holds in the moisture. I hope you're enjoying this video. If you have a moment, I'd really appreciate it if you drop a comment down below and let me know what you think of the cook so far. And that's it. We'll let this roll for another hour. Three hours into this, we're going to unwrap it. paint it with some barbecue sauce. And then let it go for the final 30 minutes or so. And there it is. It's that simple. 2 hours, 1 hour, half an hour, and our spare ribs are ready to eat. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.